Hello, I am a nerd, and it's time for me to tell you about the real Thanksgiving. The real Thanksgiving was quite a horrible experience for everyone involved. But before I get to that story, I have to tell you this story. You see, before the Pilgrims arrived, the Native Americans had been trading with European settlers for about a century. But then the settlers brought in disease that killed millions of the Native Americans, which was understandably a source of fear and terror for them. But let's start with the Pilgrims. The Pilgrims weren't actually pilgrims. Their contemporaries would have called them separatists. The separatists were a group of even more radical Puritans who were devoted to following the word of the Bible to a T, even when reason and logic dictated otherwise. Now, these separatists were even more strict than the Pilgrims, so I just want to stress that point. The separatists tried to settle the Hudson River, which was in Dutch territory. I know, kind of scary. Because the Hudson River was in Dutch-controlled space, they left because they were scared of the Dutch's culture and hospitality rubbing off on their children. So they came up with another plan. The king agreed to let them set up a colony in the Americas, and I can imagine why. These people called themselves separatists. Wait, separatists? Does that mean Dun 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 dun. I'm just kidding. They were worse than the Separatist Alliance from Star Wars. Now, let's set up this story from the Wampanoag perspective. The Wampanoag were a tribe existing in where Plymouth would become. Now, the Wampanoags were in a difficult situation because other tribes were seeking to delete them from existence. So, they were in a pretty bad situation. And their chief, who was who continuously tried to seek peace with the inhabitants for the rest of his life, when the Pilgrims arrived, yes, they had their bad winter, yes, they had a terrible time landing there, but the Wampanoag agreed to show them how to farm food for a mutual defense pact. And that's where I'll leave part 1 of this epic series. You see, the Pilgrims have just arrived and just been accepted by the Wampanoag. Not all of Native America, the Wampanoag. And they have arrived as a force and millions have died at this point. But will their peace last? Spoiler alert, no. We are nerds. Come back for part 2. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Or whatever you want to call it.